Hello guys, Matthew Muswright here, and welcome to my Apple October 2014 Roundup video. Now this basically covers about 90% about what Apple talked about just moments ago. The time is 7:26 p.m. UK time, and just minutes ago they just finished up the Roundup in the keynote. And I'm trying to get Yosemite on my computer as we speak. Not my computer, my notebook. So I have written a whole lot of notes. So let's dive in. Let's start with Yosemite and iOS because that's what I've written the least amount of notes on. Sorry about the stringing, I'm just really excited with this. Okay, with Yosemite, the only thing I've written down that is available today, which is why I'm trying to get on my MacBook Pro, because everything, as we know, continuity, new Safari, new design, so that's already known. In iOS 8.1 they have announced that they're putting a public beta of the iCloud photo streaming service, the one that they have in Windows, that client. So that's interesting, and that's going to be available on Monday. See, I told you I didn't write much notes on those. Okay, now let's move on to the hardware side of things, starting off with the iPad Air 2. Now, this is a thinner 6.1mm design, which is amazing how they managed to make it thinner than its predecessor. They can't make it any much more thinner without, being like a TARDIS inside. Smaller on the outside, bigger on the inside. So unless we've got a TARDIS that we don't know of, there's no way Apple can make this any thinner, because it's already impossibly thin. This is now powered by the new A8X chip and the M8 chip. The A8X chip is the Apple's next generation 64-bit ARM processor designed for tablets. Now I'm presuming this is also inside the iPad Mini 3. I haven't checked yet on their official site, so I'll get back to you on that, probably on Twitter, or maybe like an update on YouTube. I don't use Google+. Who uses Google+? The FaceTime camera is using a new 8-megapixel sensor, a new 1.2 nanometer pixels. Don't know how you pronounce that. I wasn't paying attention how Tim pronounced it. I think it was Tim Cook, wasn't it? Twice, I don't even know. Anyway, a f2.4 aperture, 1080p capture video, time-lapse, slow-mo video, and this is all being calculated within the A8 chip using an Apple-designed Apple Signal chip thing. It comes with faster Wi-Fi with 802.11 AC, A, B, G, and N, and the LTE for the cellular, for the 4G option, let's just say, because it's easier for me to pronounce. It will come with Apple Pay, which means you won't gonna take it to the store. I mean, I won't, even if I only had my iPad Mini. I wouldn't do that. But it's mainly for online purchases through apps that supports it currently, which is not that many, and it's only in the United States, like the Apple Radio. It will come with iOS 8.1 as standard. It also comes with Touch ID, which was basically confirmed yesterday on the 15th of October, with this massive leak. I mean, massive. The iPad Air 2 will also come with dual mics, which basically just replaces the mono mics on the tablet, which you probably can see right there, which I find marvellous, because even though I won't get an iPad Air 2, I'll get an iPad Mini 3rd generation when I manage to sell this tablet, which it's been amazing. It's been an amazing tablet. But basically, it's great because I am using this as a mic for voiceovers, because it's better quality than my old mic, which funny enough is packed up, so it's like my only mic. But it's only like one mic, so it doesn't sound great, when you're using a dual speaker system, you know, in any video really. No one uses mono mics, no, mono speakers anymore, so this is a very nice feature to have. And I'm presuming the iPad Mini 3 will also have dual mics, but we'll go on to that in a minute. It comes with a thinner bezel and an improved Retina display. I'm presuming this is going to be Retina HD, although don't quote me on that because I could be incorrect on that statement. The baseline model is 16GB, which is at $499, or let's check, has it updated yet? Nope. Whoa, jump cut. Sorry about that. My iPhone just kind of fell off. But I was basically saying that the Apple Store is still down, so I cannot check on prices. The sizes also come in 64 and 128GB, basically getting rid of the 32GB altogether. I would personally have liked to see them getting rid of 16GB and putting 32GB in its place, but I don't know, Apple might do that one day, they might not. It depends if they want to, really. Now the iPad Mini 3 is basically just the same, just in a smaller package. A8X chip, I believe. They haven't really talked that much, so I'm presuming it comes with an A8X and M8 chip. Touch ID, which I'm finding great because I'm not using this anymore. Well, I am, but I barely am using it. Why? Because I just find it more convenient just to put my finger on the home button and it just unlocks instead of me, having to type, punch in my code. So it's nice to see that. I would definitely make good use of that, definitely. Again, this was proved in leaks. It's also in leaks saying it comes with dual mics, which is great, again, because I'm using my iPad Mini as a microphone for voiceovers when it's necessary. It starts at $399 or the UK or your country equivalent. I'm presuming it'll be something like £269 for a new iPad Mini 3, but I don't know. Again, it will come in 16, 64 or 128 gigs. No 32 gigs whatsoever, which again I would like to see the 16GB disappear and the 32 take its place, because I'm finding 16GB just isn't big enough for me. I need more space for my video editing, especially because now they've announced Pixelmate for iPads, which I would definitely use. I've used Pixelmate on the Power Mac G5. I absolutely loved it. It was a great pixel editing, pixel. I think I'm gonna the vector-based packages. Well, that's not really what it is. It's basically like GIMP or Photoshop. So it's nice seeing it coming to the iPad, and also a new video editing app has come along. So I need space for video editing. Even though I'm most likely to be doing it on my MacBook Pro, it still would be a nice thing to have. Okay, now we're on to the Mac side. Now this is the real exciting stuff. Let's get the least important announcement out of the way, at least considering the alternative. Apple has finally updated their Mac Mini range, about time. It comes with a 4th generation Intel Core i7 or i5 processor, PCIe based flash storage, which is nice. I mean, that's going to be lightning quick, at least what I've heard. And I've used the Mac Pro briefly, the new 2013 the new 2013 Mac Pro. I used that briefly during the summer holiday, and boy, it was lightning quick, especially during rendering. So I'm expecting great things from the storage on the drive. Depends how much of a bottleneck the PCI will be, which I'm not expecting any bottlenecks, especially compared to SATA. It comes with Intel HD Graphics 5000 or an Intel graphics chip. Now, there's a company called System 76 and a podcast called the Linux Action Show reviewed the Ultra Pro, which had an Intel Iris graphics chip. I think it was an Iris Pro, but thought that thing was a powerhouse, compared, in integrated graphics. So I'm expecting it to be able to chuck along with almost anything I'll chuck at it. Although I cannot prove this, as I cannot afford a review unit. Now, in terms of ports, it will come with Thunderbolt 2 as standard, and faster Wi-Fi with 802.11 AC, A, B, G, and N. The price for the baseline model will be $399, or your regional equivalents. I imagine the baseline model of HD 5000 Core i5, possibly 256 gigabytes of PCIe based flash storage. So I'm looking forward to that. And now we got to possibly the most exciting announcement of the entire keynote: the iMac with Retina display. Now this comes with a display Apple is calling Retina 5K. This is a 27-inch oxide TFT panel with a resolution of 1520 by 2880. That's 14.7 million pixels in that display. That's extraordinary. Now, I cannot tell the difference between a Retina and non-Retina display. I mean, the display on this is as crisp as my iPhone, as crisp as my MacBook Pro display. So I cannot distinguish the pixels in a non-Retina and Retina display. So, to me, it doesn't mind. It's just mind-blowing, really. It uses a new backlit technology Apple had to pioneer to make sure they could actually make the display thin enough for the new. It's not technically new anymore because this design was released in 2012, but it had a Retina display. I think it might actually possibly be a thinner display now. It uses 30% less power, and finally they had to create a custom chip, because the other, I think, what was it called, tie cap or something like that, was too slow. So they had to create their custom chips, which I haven't seen Apple actually do in computers since the days of the PowerPC Macs, i.e. the Power Mac G5s had a custom I/O chip. So it was nice to see Apple going back to their roots. Other than that, it came standard with a 3.5 GHz quad-core i5, which is upgradable to a 4.0 GHz i7, which that's insanely fast. I mean, we have reached the 4 GHz threshold with minimal power input and minimal heat. That's just astonishing. It comes standard with an ATI Radeon R9 M290X, which is upgradable to a Radeon M295X. Now, I'm presuming this will come with 2 GB standard, maybe 3 GB, which will probably be upgradable to 4 or 5 GB in the higher end graphics option. It comes with Thunderbolt 2 as standard, and now the price, I think, is quite extraordinary. With all this technology, a 5K display, the latest graphics cards, with the latest I/O, with some groundbreaking speeds in processors, and how much would you think it would cost? $4,000? $3,000? No, it's just $24.99, or again your regional equivalent. This is astonishing. A lot cheaper than I was expecting Apple to come out with. Let's say Apple is overpriced. In some cases, yes, I would agree. But them able to pack a full-size, a complete computer with a 5K display for this price point, I don't know about you, but I think that's a bargain. An absolute bargain. And if I could afford one, I would gladly swap my current computer to this next generation iMac. And this starts shipping today. Today, October the 16th of October, I actually forgot the date. You can get your hands on one of these iMacs with Retina displays. How do I keep doing this? I do not know. Now, there might be some Apple haters, saying I'm an Apple fanboy. Yes, I probably am. But I'm expecting competition for the iPads, especially when Ubuntu Touch comes out and Android 5.0. I'm expecting quite a competition, especially with Ubuntu Touch coming around. I think that's going to give a real competition to the iPad. But only time will tell what will happen. So anyway guys, thank you for watching this roundup, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace. No.